high lows. Ooh, melt that.
Hello.
That's new, right? Little fancy little...
Yeah, we started doing that for the Onyx skins.
Yeah.
Like, they show out the animation.
Okay, so... I don't know. Like, what else could MP play, though? I mean, the Hayabusa, if he gets forced on it, I feel like he's going to be a little bit in trouble unless he's able to finesse his way through it.
I think maybe no assassin. I think they settle for...
Fred.
A Fred, yeah. So Yua can just go... How'd you go Sicilian again or Kimmy? Oh, there. So they get the Kimmy, which would turn off the Fredrin idea. It is actually quite tough to pull it off in that regard. Edward... Phobius is still open for him if he wants to.
Yeah, dashes and everything else, he might as well. Phobius locked in here. So this is the big question for us to see what MP is going to put in the jungle.
Yeah, the thing is if he goes Akai here, that's going to be tough to pull off. Fanny, even more difficult. I mean, you have a good catch, but I feel like that's going to be one of those Fanny games where similar to Ryzen, where at one point he's just, you know, just clearing up minion waves.
Oh, this is old school MP. We're throwing back to MPL Cambodia. He won an MPL KH championship by playing Bane in the finals.
And I think this should be a Magic Bane.
I was gonna say, is this Magic Bane?
I have had reps, and in the jungle, you want him physical.
Physical?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless, again, MP shows us something else, and it works, then that's something to be studied. But in my opinion, especially even looking at their comp, they need physical.
Yeah, they need physical damage more, and getting Bane and making him magic damage means there's a lot of pressure for you to get your rotations right, that you don't die up until you get your Holy Crystal.
Yes, it's very reactive and passive to play Magic Bane in the jungle.
Yeah,
It's okay to do in the gold because you are waiting for a power spike, but we'll see if this experiment pays off. The Jungle Gambit by MP the King. This was supported by their coaches, Coach Eson and Coach Master.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
If it was prepped, I wonder if this is gonna pay off. Game 2 is Match Point Twisted Minds up against the ropes.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so excited that, you know, your favorite hero is meta, technically. I remember my time.
It's bubbling, dog.
It's
bubbling. If MP the King wins here, then we might be on the way. It is rocking in Pure Rage.
Yep.
I wonder what kind of emblem set it is.
This is great, too, because it's expanding rivers. So he's going to be able to, like, you know, get to where he needs to be rather quickly.
Yeah, rotate fast. If he isn't in time for the turtle or they're not in the right spot, he could go the other side. It looks like it is going to be physical, considering that it is Thrill with the Assassin Emblem set. Because usually if you're going to go Magic, you'd want the magic set.
The Mage set.
The Mage set, yes.
Okay, so that's telling. We are seeing a quick crossover by Demon Kite already taken away. MP's small camp down bottom.
Taking some damage here, too. He's going to have to work against what Light and Yue can do on this Kimmy Hylos combo. But that's one of the good things, too, about the Linux. You can go ahead and heal up if you need to, take some damage with that Starlight Pulse, but he'll go reset and kind of get back to it.
Yeah, what I like about the draft of Twisted Minds is, at the end of game number 1, I was already thinking, you know, Twisted, just accept the fact that more damage quicker wins. And they can get more damage quicker. Again, it's just very dependent on them getting the right rotations, and if they can slow down Yue here, because Yue and Light have been so focused on maximizing the gold and the shields. They do this a lot, especially when Yue is on the Kimmy, that if Twisted Minds lose their pacing, suddenly their power spike is actually Aurora's power spike, and they'll be surprised. Wait, how come everything that Aurora is throwing at us hurts?
Here we go. About 2 minutes in. Turtle spawning in 5 seconds. I can tell already that there has been a little bit of a lull in MP's rotation because of that early steal by Demon Kite. He spent a good 10-15 seconds doing nothing. Turtle spawns already. Aurora first to the scene.
Yeah, that looks like they won't be able to take it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Twisted can do here. They're just zoned out, and you see MP doesn't have enough time to get there, so
twiddling his fingers.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do, man. So first turtle going to the hands of Aurora easily.
Yeah, so great rotations. Of course, the Demon Kite steal, Light, able to hit level 4 way before Kaloy because he was sharing EXP. Well, of course, not sharing EXP, you know, the change to the mechanics. He gets it independently now, the XP and gold, through the EXP lane of Edward. So smart rotations with the roam, mid, and jungle. Again, one of the best things that Aurora does this season, and I think one of the first teams to really understand how important it is to have very sharp and precise rotations that give you a lot of resources and take resources away from the opposing team.
If there is something good we can say about Twisted Minds, is Lance who's holding this lane down. That was a rotation by Yue, and it led to nothing. If anything, Edward's still getting beat up by the CC.
In the long run, though, you can only get so much wins with giving your opponents less of what they could potentially get. You're gonna need to get something for yourself as well. Okay, there is already a significant gap between the two gold laners, 500 already, and it is another Skypiercer rush for Dominkite's Granger.
This is what he does, though, man. I feel like in majority of Dominkite's games, he's always early game, 500, 600 gold ahead of the opposing gold laner, you know, and that's one thing he does really well. He's kind of aggressive in that lane. He's confident enough to go ahead and duke it out against other gold laners.
And that has been the story of Dominkite in S16. He's been building his confidence, and his stats tell that story.
Yeah. Considering that the Crab is also on his side, it's a testament to how well he's handling the lane. We've seen many times Harith bully absolutely anyone in lane, so that even though the gold laner that has the Crab on their side, it doesn't feel like it's on their side because that's already being controlled by the opposing gold laner. But Dominkite has just been stellar with managing the lane. If he's not winning it, at least he's keeping things close, that he's holding the Crab.
Okay. So play here, Light. He's going to take some damage. Glorious Pathway on the defense. Pops the Revitalize too. But the Turtle's up. Everyone is going to be joining this fight. Dominkite as well joined this alongside. We're going to see a 5v5. Traction Pulse going to be able to catch Kaloi. He jumps, pops the Revitalize. He's going to go for Light again. They know he doesn't have an ult, so Light falls. First blood in the hands of Lansu. Edward buys some time. Dominkite will get the Turtle. Dominkite jumps on in. But it looks like that's all it's going to be. They trade the objective for another kill for Twisted.
That is 2 for the price of a turtle. What does the math look like, Ranmar?
Yeah, that's still going to be Aurora for me, even though they lost to Twisted Minds are starting to get items here. The fact that Dominkite is still getting the objectives means that that is like a slow accruing interest favoring Aurora. And now, though, that's a little bit more info for Aurora, that fighting under everything Twisted Minds can throw is actually quite difficult.
He still got it with a body block.
Still got the Crab. Edward actually was one of the major reasons as to why Aurora was able to win that last team fight, because of the attention he was pulling. It actually split the attention of Twisted Minds. They didn't know whether or not to go with the Sharks or stay back and actually bring Edward down. And that slight delay gave a lot of opening for Aurora.
And there's 1,500 change in gold between them. And it's on significant parts of the map. The gold in the jungle. This is a fight waiting to happen.
Oh, Kaloi could be in trouble. Traction Pulse will bring him back. Can't even AOG on out. So a kill now in the hands of Aurora plus a turret. These small little wins that they've been finding is giving them that small gold lead.
Aurora has all the initiative. They can pick fights. They can call for rotations. And Twisted Minds can only respond. I'd say when MP the King and Sean are ready, that's the only time they can fight. Light!
Deadliest catch on Light. Pops Revitalize and the Pathway. But will be taken out anyway. So good pickup. Planned. And they'll do it in the bush there.
I think that's a big heat check. Even though Aurora's lead is getting bigger and bigger, of course, they keep getting objectives. They got the turtles. They finally got their first kill. Twisted Minds' damage is nothing to be scoffed at.
Nope.
They really have to be careful now when they engage. And now, especially if you're Edward, you're thinking, wait, it really does look like a good opportunity to go in with the Infernal Pursuit. But you're just going to get blasted if you're not careful. Those Sharks will actually zone out a lot. So let's see if eventually this will just hit the point where Aurora fight. They have a significant lead, like let's say maybe 4,000 or 5,000 gold, but then they get blasted by what Twisted Minds brings to the table. One of the silver linings is Nausea is getting whooped in lane. You feel the presence of Dominkite significantly more than you feel the presence of the Harith of Nausea.
Yeah, they might force this. Edward leading the charge. Infernal Pursuit. Kaloi's just taking a brunt of the damage. Trying to jump away, but Dominkite will get the kill anyway. And that's the big problem here for Twisted. They really haven't had an answer to deal with Dominkite's aggression even. And as you mentioned, Nausea, he's 2 levels behind even against Dominkite now.
Second time in a row, Kaloi got taken down before he got the AOG out. Edward here, compromising MP's farm.
You're gonna go anyway. Deadliest cast drop down. Edward has to flicker defensively. There's the Zaman force. Edward falls, but the mid turret, it's gonna be worked on, and it goes down. So now all 3 tier 1s fall. Look at the damage again as MP's gonna be able to fall. Kaloi could be next, but finally he's able to jump out with the Avatar of the Guardian, but they lost MP.
All right, it's unfortunate that we caught that tail end of the fight without knowing how MP started in that position. How did he get that close to Aurora? That's not ideal for a Bane.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to manage the front alongside Kaloy, but then he was clearly pulled back by a traction pulse. So I think that's what made his positioning look worse, the fact that he got caught by it. Don't think he expected that to be thrown out by you and for it to land in the perfect spot for the Kimmy. Look at the lead between this Granger and the Harith, already up to a Malefic Roar. At this point, there's not going to be much that Twisted Minds can do to deal with this Granger directly. You deal with the Kimmy and Granger by popping Edward and Light quick enough that you still have some uptick on especially the darkness on the Lunox, so that she could just chaos assault over and over again on the Zaman Force, so that when the front line is down, that's when you can take down the back line of Aurora. It's like peeling an onion slowly and you're crying every time you do it.
And Twisted Minds currently are crying. They're down almost 5,000 gold. And just like in the mid game, approaching the late Lord Spawned, they have to wait. They have to wait till Aurora allow for them to use the damage that they're farming up to. And I don't think they're even ready. Everything is shot. They have to call for this. They have to concede this Lord.
Dude, the Kimmy is such a nuisance. Like, the fact that you can just do that, post up with Light, and traction pulse or not, you're enough of a threat, you know, that no one from Twisted can really get in that zone there.
Oh my God. MP's down 2,000 gold. That's how stifled his farm is.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a physical Bane means it isn't going to be as deadly as the Magic Bane with the burst that you have. Of course, you did have to go physical because it is a little bit more sustainable than a Magic Bane that is like a glass cannon. Sean.
Oh, Sean.
No.
He's got the brilliance.
Oh, okay. Brilliance out and no overly aggressive maneuver by Aurora to try and take him down. This is going to be a tough defense by Twisted Minds, but they do have a strong lineup for counter-engaging. If Aurora slips, then that might be the opening.
Yep, good little bit of damage there, of course, from Demon Kite. Damage check on Kaloy. Whoa, Sean, too, quite low. Just from the Thorn Rose. Now Lord's going to charge in the base turret. Down bot. They already got the Holy Shields. Twisted might have to just go for a Hail Mary play here. Summon Force into the Deadliest Cast. Drop down. They'll clear out the Lord. But look at the shots here. Dominkind as well. They just want to get these base turrets. They'll take the mid one down. They drop down the Lord's pathway. And he's gone in an instant. And Aurora taking down the bottom turret. Twisted with 4 members. They'll just try to defend. I don't think they can actually end the game just yet, though.
Okay, I'm convinced it really is just the innate immobility of a Bane.
Yeah, and it really looked like Twisted Minds were sort of like autopiloting in that scenario. You did not have to loot members there.
All right, they're going to flicker out of UA here. They're trying to hold on to this last base turret. Now Kaloy gets taken out. Lansu on the run.
Over.
He's in trouble. Demon Kite will clear that up. A double for Demon Kite. Even with MP back, does he just throw out the Deadliest Cat to try to stall him out? But it's just way too much. Aurora again in an instant under the 11-minute mark will go for the wipeout if they can. But there it is. Game 2 is theirs. Another dominant win for Aurora.